Today is Monday, April 15th, and I'm wondering if I was ever this young and stupid. Oh, wait a minute. I know I was this young, but this stupid?
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
There's been a significant development in your laundry room. Laundry detergent sheets, not dryer sheets, but the same concept. Paper thin, remarkably efficient. Just toss one into your load of clothes and voila! Sparkling clean and smelling great. And as a plus, they're hypoallergenic for those with sensitive skin. Plastic jugs of detergent. Jugs that just wind up in trash heaps. It's easy to get your laundry detergent sheets. Just go to the link in today's podcast episode.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
First, the facts of the case, thanks to some fine reporting by the Dallas Morning News. At approximately 6:20 p.m., Saturday, March 30th, the day before Easter Sunday, two vehicles were racing. Not on some country road, mind you, but down North Central Expressway in Dallas, between University and Lover's Lane, which is basically the heart of town. Okay, 23-year-old Kansas City Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice was driving a rented Lamborghini, and he was racing a Corvette driven by SMU defensive back Teddy Knox. By the way, Rice also owned the Corvette, so he was racing his own car. Anyway, they came upon a sedan and had to take what police call evasive action. Quickly, they collided with each other, and three other vehicles on North Central were caught up in the wreck. Injuries to those people, including a 4-year-old boy, but thankfully, nothing life-threatening. Immediately afterward, Rice, the driver of the Lambo, and Knox, the driver of Rice's Corvette, and 3 total passengers in those cars, ran from the scene of the accident. They didn't stop to check if anybody else in that accident had been injured. Rice and Knox were arrested and charged with, lots of stuff. Now to some extra stuff and some observations. Rice rented the Lambo and owned the Corvette involved. I have a question. If you owned a Corvette capable of going 116 miles an hour, why would you rent a Lambo so you could go 119? And by the way, what does renting a Lamborghini cost? I did some checking here. You can rent a Lambo from starting at about $1,200 going into the 2000s. By the way, that doesn't include the approximately $2,500 security deposit you have to put down. I'm guessing Rice isn't going to get that back. And why run from the scene? Well, this is my personal speculation here, but I can think of a reason everybody ran from the scene. That's so that no blood alcohol tests could be administered. I wonder if there's more coming out about this story. Rice turned himself in 5 days later. By the way, it took police about 2.5 minutes to figure out whose cars these were, okay? But it was 5 days before Rice personally turned himself in. Apparently, he needed that amount of time to return to health. Why, if you're going to race, why not call Texas Motor Speedway and tell them you want to rent that gorgeous oval for an hour so that you and your buddy can race? And by the way, just a piece of advice, if you're going to do that, I also might put down the $2,000 or $2,500 or so in deposit just to have an ambulance standing by. Knox, the SMU defensive back, was suspended. He could lose his scholarship. Expensive race. The NFL is monitoring Rice, and you know there'll be some kind of suspension here. The other passengers were incredibly lucky not to be seriously hurt. Rice and Knox were incredibly lucky to be alive, and incredibly lucky that none of those other passengers were killed. Because I checked the Texas punishment for vehicular manslaughter, and it's 2 to 20 years in prison. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs would have waited that long for Rashee Rice. I can't imagine the size of the lawsuits all those innocent, injured people are going to file against Rashee Rice. So, when his suspension's over, maybe he's not going to be making a lot of money still. And if you're the 3 passengers total in the Lambo and the Vet, and one car's going 119, and one car's going 116, aren't you tempted to say, hey, you can let me out here? And what do you think is going to happen to the car insurance rates for Rashee Rice? I think he maybe should check into renting an old Yugo for the next couple of years. And it was Rice who suggested racing. Well, he rented one car and he owned the other. And he suggested racing down North Central Expressway near downtown Dallas on a Saturday night. And wait a minute. He and Knox each went to SMU? Finally, what should the punishment be for Rashee Rice? Well, a good friend of mine, whose opinion I respect, said he thinks 8 games because no one was seriously injured in the crash. My thought was at least a full year. And here's my reasoning. If an NFL player pulls a loaded handgun in a crowded room and starts firing off shots, but doesn't manage to kill anybody, should his penalty be less just because he got that lucky? At any rate, I'm guessing in the upcoming draft, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be doing about the same thing the Dallas police were doing a couple of weeks ago. They'll be looking for a wide receiver. And no, I was never this stupid.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, and by Star Power, Love where you live.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, hit follow. And every weekday, a fresh new episode of Just Wondering will be delivered right to you. And if you enjoy this podcast, please share it with a friend. Finally, should you have questions or comments, please share them with us by going to X and our address at Norm's Clubhouse. That's Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. And every day, I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'm just wondering too.